There's no question that we are living in absolute crazy times. And one of the consequences of the times that we live in has been that many of us may not have been to Mass for some time, or if we have been to Mass, it's been through some online live streaming platform or television. So a lot of us might be wondering, well, now that things start to open up, or when I have the opportunity, why should I go to Mass? I've been doing just fine without it. And so I think that it's time to reflect on the importance of the Eucharist in our lives. So why go to Mass? I said the first thing is kind of obvious, because Jesus told us to, right? At all the accounts of the Last Supper in the Gospels, Jesus says, do this in remembrance of me. And we have the apostles in the book of Acts who gathered daily for the celebration of the Eucharist. And going to Mass because Jesus tells us to isn't just a matter of blind obedience. It's a matter of accepting that Jesus loves us, that he knows what's best for us, that he desires to give himself to us, and he longs for us. So we go to Mass because we love Jesus, not because we're following him out of blind obedience, but because he has proven his love for us and we trust him. And the other reason why we need to go to Mass is we need Jesus. We absolutely need Jesus. And maybe we feel like, okay, I haven't missed this part of Jesus in my life. It kind of reminds me of a time in my life where I committed to start drinking a gallon of water every day. I didn't realize how dehydrated I was until I started carrying around that Bro gallon and making sure that I finished it every day. And I couldn't believe the amount of energy I had. Why? Because like many of us, I was dehydrated. And I think a lot of us might feel that way if we come back to the Eucharist to be like, all right, I was without Jesus for this long. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was missing him. And Jesus tells us, unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no life in you. And so we need to receive the very gift of life that Jesus himself gives us in the Eucharist, because without it, we're lost. Jesus is everything for us as Catholic Christians, and he gives himself to us in this very special way. Sure, it's true, God's everywhere, right? We say that all the time. We know that God's everywhere, but we've also learned the difference between chatting with our friends on Zoom or any other platform and hanging out with them in person. There's something about that personal connection, and that's what Jesus longs to give us of himself in the Eucharist. And the last reason why we need to go to Mass is we need one another. We need that contact with one another, but maybe we're not able to contact, right? Maybe we're not shaking hands, maybe we're not hugging, maybe we're not doing some of the things we were before, but we're still together. And not only are we with the people in church when we gather, but when we celebrate the Eucharist, the entire church is present with us. The church in heaven, the church on earth, the souls that we're praying for in purgatory, we're all united in an awesome way when we celebrate that Eucharist. So, maybe some of us have a hard time coming to Mass because, we don't like the particular music. Maybe we're used to rocking out at youth conferences and we can't do that. Or maybe we love beautiful, solemn chant and that's not the music that's at our churches. Or maybe, sometimes maybe I'm just not connecting with what the priest is saying. But nonetheless, when we gather together, it's an act of the entire church. It shows that, as everyone's been saying in this time, we all really are in this together. And what are we in together? This world, as we together journey towards Jesus, journey towards being with him forever in heaven. So I just invite all of us, if we're able to, if we're healthy, and if we're in a place where it's available, please come back to Mass. Come back to Mass because Jesus wants you there, because you need Jesus, and because we need one another. God bless you and God love you.